Hey guys, what's going on? Sebastian here again, and in this video I want to teach you how to increase the profit margins on your e-commerce campaigns and talk to you a little bit about perceived value, which in my opinion is extremely important. Now, this concept, this lesson, you will apply it in absolutely anything that you do from now on. It has to do with physical products, and companies all over the world actually apply this every time they sell something. So perceived value, let's talk about perceived value. Perceived value is what allows your campaigns to have a very high profit margin. A profit margin is pretty much how much profit are you actually making from the total revenue. So if you have $100, which is the revenue, the sales, how much are you actually keeping in your bank from that $100 sale? It can be $10, it can be 20, 30, 50. So obviously if you get 50, that's very high profit margin. Usually what I'm getting is around 25 to 30% profit margin on my products, which is really good after ad costs, product costs, and fees. Sometimes it's lower depending on the campaign, but what I'm trying to tell you is that in overall, it's really high compared to some businesses that get like 10% profit margin. Now, how do you get a very high profit margin? The key is something called perceived value. So perceived value is just how much you think something is worth. So for example, let me give you an example. This deer right here, a Christmas decoration, let's say in a hypothetical scenario, this costs me $3 to manufacture in China, $3. And then I go and ask you, hey, how much do you think this is worth? And you tell me $15. There you have it. That's the perceived value of this product. You think you would actually pay $15 for something that costs $3 to manufacture, which means that I would be making $12 profit minus ad costs, let's say $6. I have $6 profit minus fees, let's say $5, which is very good. $5 out of 15 pure profit is very good. That's how you have high profit in your campaigns. That's how you have a high profit margin on your Facebook ads, because it really has to do with how much people think they would pay for your product. So if you have a product that costs you $5, but the perceived value of the product is $10, then there is not much room for profit. It's the ad costs and product costs and fees are gonna eat up all your profit. But in the deer case, $15, that's what you would pay. It cost me only $3. So I have a bunch of profit. I have a bunch of space that will leave me a good profit. That's the perceived value. Now, you gotta choose products to be successful in e-commerce and your online store and all of this stuff. You gotta choose products that have a very high perceived value, that are very cheap to manufacture and buy, and you can sell them for very expensive. I have friends, and I even laugh about this. I went to Playa del Carmen around beginnings of this month. It was around 1 month ago. And one of my friends, he told me he was buying a ring for $1 and he was selling it for $19.95. I was like, what is this, man? And that's because his ring has a very high perceived value. People will actually pay $19.95 for a product that costs $1 to manufacture, plus the shipping. Maybe he's paying around $2 or $3. Still, that's a bunch of profit. Now, the good thing about e-commerce and retail especially, is that you decide how much you want to sell. If it makes sense that someone would pay $15 for this, then go ahead and sell it, because it's still gonna sell. Actually, people would even pay $20 for this, and if they are paying that, if they are buying your product, then you should increase it to 20, right? Whatever makes you the most money. That's the key here. The problem is that many people sell products that don't look very expensive. So people will not have the confidence to actually take out their credit cards and buy, because there's not a big reason to buy. It just looks cheap. If you sell products that look very cheap, don't expect a high profit margin. If you sell products that have a high perceived value, meaning that you can sell them for very expensive or more expensive, and they're very cheap to manufacture, then you hit the goal. That's pretty much what you have to do, guys. Another thing is that, for example, one of my most successful campaigns, I'm buying the product for $2.50, right? And I'm selling it for $12.95. The perceived value is not very high, right? So you might be saying, okay, $12.95 minus $3, Okay, that's around $9 after ad costs. Okay, you're not making that much money, but the thing with my campaign, what's special about it is that the perceived value is not very high, but people usually buy 2, 3, 4 orders at once. So let's say, just to give you an example, let's say a hoodie, right? In my campaign, the hoodie, people are not buying one hoodie, they're buying 4. So the average order value goes up, and my perceived value is not necessarily very high, but this is kind of an exception, and I would suggest you totally find products that have a high perceived value. Perceived value, you know, is the image of what the product is worth in your customer's mind. That's pretty much what perceived value is. It's the image of what the product is worth in the customer's mind. If your customer is not willing to pay $20 for a product, you should not sell it for 20. You should sell it for lower. But the lower you sell it for, the less profit you make. Do you know what I'm talking about? So buy cheap, sell more expensive. To do that, you need high perceived value. Guys, that's what I got for today. If you got value out of this and you think it's gonna help you make more money this coming year, 2017, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and register for my webinar, my e-commerce plus Facebook ads webinar below. I'm gonna put the link below the description, and you'll be able to see how I build my online stores and how to build your first profitable online store as fast as possible. I'm just giving you like, this is what you gotta do, right? So guys, if you liked it, subscribe, register, and I will see you on the next one.